the Quantum Leap podcast with uh, David, myself, and Cory Nott. We're welcome to have actually a double feature today. The first up is going to be Stuart Sweetow, who's really a master of video and videography, and he's also a leading author on corporate video production. You'll see his corporate video production book there, something that I've read, and I haven't actually finished all the later chapters, but it's been an impressive overview of corporate video production and all its aspects, from pre-production, current production, post-production. So it's really, Stu's a leading authority on video production. He's been in the business, for decades, and he has a lifetime of experience to share. And we're just going to get to some of that today. And he's been kind of a mentor to me in some ways, and how to talk about topics, and just watching him work is really just seeing a master at work. And he's also in the BNI chapter, Success Link. And with that, I did want to have Cory introduce himself. And Cory is actually a business coach and entrepreneur, and brings us a new platform called Lift, which has been instrumental to me in helping me build my business. It's for freelancers and entrepreneurs. Cory, could you just tell us a bit about you and what your Lift platform is, and how you're underway there?
Yeah, so my name is Cory Nott. I am a co-owner of Take Wing Coaching. My wife and I are both business coaches. And one of the things that we created this year is called LIFT, which stands for Learning, Inspiration, Freedom, and Transformation. It is an online community for solo business owners and freelancers, the people we love to work with. And it provides learning. So we have a number of self-directed classes and workshops, plus some that we'll do live from time to time. We offer a group coaching session once a month, as well as a brainstorming session, which works a little like a mastermind, but without the formality. And then it offers group discussion options for people to come in and share their ideas and get feedback, and to actually just network. Many people are looking for community these days, especially as we're all kind of stuck on Zoom and can't get out and meet face to face. And we like working with a diverse set of business owners from all over the country. So that's what it's all about, this Lift for freelancers and entrepreneurs.
Great. Thank you, Cory. And with that, I wanted to get right to Stu. Stu, could you just tell our listeners a bit about your professional background and what you do with your video business?
Sure. I got a bachelor's degree in media communication, specializing in filmmaking and design. And then in college, I won first prize in the school's film festival, which helped me get jobs in the audiovisual field. So I worked in universities and teaching hospitals for several years, and until went off on my own and started audiovisual consultants. With mostly teaching at that point, because I didn't have enough money to buy equipment. So I was teaching video classes. University of California Extension picked me up and asked me to teach a video class there, and I started picking up some clients as a result of that. And then in terms of my businesses, we really are focusing on marketing videos for small companies and training videos for large companies. We still produce events. My favorite type of video is a documentary style. So some events are, I consider documenting them, but I use the documentary style with corporate video too.
Excellent. Now, I call this the $1 million question. How are you adapting to the COVID-19 environment?
Yeah, it's a challenge, but, so I'm trying to make lemonade out of lemons. For one, we've been doing live video streaming for quite some time, for many years actually. So now there are organizations that have to limit the number of people in a room or an auditorium, and they want other people to attend their conference. So we make a virtual conference using live video streaming. It's very similar to what we're doing now, except we use professional cameras and microphones, and we could allow people to show their slide decks, and it's basically allows the viewer to feel like he's there. So live streaming is something that has worked for us and is working now, and people are calling us to find out, how could I conduct a Zoom video conference? What do I need to do to get a better camera? So do a little consulting in that regard.
Yeah, yeah, great. I was actually on the Oakland Rotary call the other day, and people were asking about live streaming, and I think it's such a hugely important topic, and you're somebody that I really turn to for guidance on that. And I think you actually you've done events for the Mayor Libby Schaaf, and the city of Oakland, and you actually are doing an event for the Oakland Chamber of Commerce. Could you describe that event you have coming up for the Oakland Chamber and some of the other types of live events that you've done and that you're looking at during COVID?
All right. Well, I'm going to be a panelist at a webinar about marketing for nonprofits, and within our BNI, we have what we call a power team, and it consists of marketing people such as myself. So each of us is going to talk about how you could use a website, how you could do market research, some other topics. That's going to be on Friday at noon at the Oakland Chamber. So they're producing the webinar themselves. They're using GoToWebinar, which is similar to Zoom. It has some different features.
And I don't know if there's anything you wanted to share about examples of your work. I did just turn over the sharing to you if you want to show a few examples of video that you've done.
Sure. I'll show you some things that I plan to show at the chamber. Let me just make sure that I'm in the well, here, let me show you just a few minutes of this video over here. And this was a live video stream.
Welcome everybody to Spaces and Places. This is the third iteration, 2019 People, Power, Justice. My name is Amina Hassan, and I'm a proud member of the organizing committee for Spaces and Places, which is an all-volunteer run grassroots network of urban planners, policymakers, and designers. So this year's theme is People, Power, Justice, which I think is really a product of and a reflection of Oakland. And before I pass on the mic, I just want to take a moment to express our gratitude to all of our sponsors.
All right, so I'm going to stop this for a second. Just want to show you just a little bit. What that was, we did a 4-camera shoot. Do you know where Impact Hub is in near downtown Oakland? So this was an organization called Spaces, or Next City, and their event is called Spaces and Places. It had to do with grassroots organizations having more control over how land is used in their cities in terms of rent control and just how infrastructure is built. But the reason I was showing that is to give people an idea that using multiple cameras, clear sound, tying into the slide show. So I could show you more samples unless you wanted to chat or have more questions.
Yeah, let's look at one more, and then I know Cory had a couple questions to ask. Just
sure.
To make sure.
Tucked away on a quiet street just off Broadway in Oakland, California, is a newly renovated senior community, Westlake Christian Terrace. It is one among 53 affordable senior communities that are operated by CCH, a nonprofit dedicated to helping seniors age in place since 1961.
All right, I'm going to stop the share there. And so this is a situation where nonprofits actually have an advantage over profit-making companies, where you can ask a television personality to be a host of your video, because broadcast television is required to provide some community service. So in this case, CCH Christian Care Homes, who I've been doing a few videos with, contacted Spencer Christian and asked him to be the voiceover narrator and actually host an interview with one of their residents. they're an organization that helps low-income seniors, with housing. So, so this was a situation where we were able to get a celebrity to help promote, the organization.
Great.
Yes, a couple quick questions too. So, what are some of the services that you provide to small businesses, and then also to, let's say, corporations? The bigger businesses. How would you differentiate them? Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, small businesses right now are needing to promote themselves. So what we make is a variety of different kinds of videos. I have something on my website. It's 12 ways to get beyond the talking head. A lot of small businesses think that you just use a smartphone and aim it at yourself and talk. That's a video. It's okay. It's better than nothing. But there's many other ways to do that. And one of the common ways is a customer testimonial. Very inexpensive, because what you do is just get your best customer and have them talk to your future customers. This is something that large corporations are doing too. With the smaller companies, we help them with social media promotion. So we'll put the video on our YouTube page if they don't have a YouTube page, and then we'll put the video on on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, so that they have a lot more exposure. Generally, the larger corporations already have these things in place. So that's one of the specific things we do for the smaller companies.
And we're also interested in what you do for corporate video too, as well.
Okay, all right. It's very common that corporations need to do training. So we do a lot of training videos. Sometimes those are live streaming. Sometimes it's just recording at a conference, usually with multiple cameras. The other thing that corporations are doing now is what they call social responsibility. And this is what I enjoy doing. These are documentary type videos where the corporation has gone into a community and provided not just money, but staff to help a program. It might be, planting a garden for, people that are in a low income neighborhood, or it might be providing training for high school kids that want to learn how to do coding, to be able to have a future. So these are some of the examples that, that the larger corporations, but there's an awful lot of overlap between, the big corporations and the smaller businesses. And in writing the book, I learned what is working for the big corporations, and I try to encourage the smaller companies to use some of those same techniques.
Great, thank you.
So, could you describe your process for developing and producing a corporate video?
Sure. I'm really big on planning, on production planning. So what we do is meet with the client and really try to bring out their own creativity. We'll do some brainstorming. We'll go over some other videos that we've made to see if there's anything that they like. I sometimes ask the client, send me videos that you like, or show me what your competitors are doing. And then we put together an outline and have them approve it. There's various approval stages along the way. If they like the outline, then we actually write a script. If there's going to be like a voiceover narrator or even an on-camera host, or some videos actually would use actors to act out things. Then we set up the shooting. We do our shooting usually at clients' locations, but we could sometimes rent a studio. And then we do the video editing. And the editing is not just cutting things out, but it's refining and adding graphics and music. And a lot of times we add a voiceover narration and just creates a finished video that, that people are really going to enjoy. We use several approval steps along the way before they get their final video. So we can make changes even after we're doing the editing. And then we'll push it out to social media or help them put it on their website.
Thank you. And, I really have a personal testimonial about your book, and that I've read a lot of books on video and video production. I never have I seen that whole process so clearly delineated as in your book. And it's such a powerful thing to know, and the process is so important because it's really about the collaboration between the producer and the client, and you really get that, and that's the only way to get it done to the client's satisfaction. So I really think that people should should look at your book, and if you're corporate or in charge of corporate video, pick up a copy of that book and then talk to Stu about how to, set that video up. Because what I commonly see with video is people can't get the job done to their, client satisfaction. So it really takes some practice about that collaborative process.
Well, thanks, David.
Great. And Cory, did you have any follow-up? Otherwise, we're going to wrap up here in about 3 minutes.
I'm good. Thanks,
okay.
Stu.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very insightful. I guess we'll leave it at that. I did want to thank Stu for coming on. We will put some links to his work and how to get a hold of him, and just keep in touch as things open back up. We'd like to have you back on to really continue to share kind of your insights and really your mastery of corporate and small business video. And I really, I see that if a small business wants to become a corporation or get bigger, you really got to do video effectively, especially in this COVID-19 environment. And that's why I was really excited Cory and I were really excited to bring you on, and in order to show what those options are, and just to meet you and hear about how they can learn more. And I think starting with a copy of the book is a key thing, in that I find that people have to actually know how to do video before they can actually conceptualize what they need. And that's something that I think you're a great person to talk to just call up Stu and ask, well, here's my goals, and Stu can help you. Well, you need this is the product you need. So thanks for that. And with that, we'll wrap up